Hello, welcome to In My Mailbox this week. Those of you that follow the blog know that I've got quite a lot of books in this week because I went to an event at Simon & Schuster for bloggers where we had a chat with a few of their authors and got big bags of books. One of the authors there was Lloyd Shepherd. This is his debut novel, The English Monster, which is historical fiction, split between 1811 and 1564. It's about the Ratcliffe Highway murders in Wapping, which is a true story. Well, the facts, it's based on a true story. And it's also about the slave trade in 1564. I'm only like 100 pages in, so I don't really know what the connection is so far, but you'll get a blog post. And it also has a secret special extra cover, which is a little bit disturbing illustration, but it matches my bookcases, so it's in shiny. So if you don't like dust covers, you've got quite a nice book underneath. And also at the event was Benjamin Wood, and this is his debut novel, The Bellwether Revivals, which has been likened to Brideshead Revisited, and I know a few people have really enjoyed this one, so I'll be getting to that one soon, hopefully. Then there was also Rebecca Chance, who was lovely. She's not a debut novelist, she's written quite a lot, and I have 3 of her books. Bad Sisters, Bad Girls, and Divas. So they're girly, sexy, light reads. So when I need something a little bit more fun in my life. I also have The Humorist by Russell Kane, and I don't know who Russell Kane is, but apparently he's a comedian. And this is about a comedian who can't laugh. So I'm looking forward to that one as well. I'm looking forward to all these books, to be honest. The Hunger Trace by Edward Hogan. I really like the cover on the hardback edition, and this one's a little bit meh. It seems to be quite similar cover to a lot of books around, but it is about a wildlife park in Derbyshire, and the owner dies, and this is a story, I think, of their family and what they do with it. That sounds quite interesting. And this is a non-fiction read, Something of the Night by Ian Marchant. And it's all about different things that happen in the night. I watched a documentary over Christmas about the night in art, which I found really fascinating, so this is one that I actually wanted to pick up, so I was glad to get that one. Under the Same Stars. This is going in my road trip reading pile. They start out in New Orleans, so a little bit different from my road trip. Hopefully it won't put me off. And it's about 2 brothers and their road trip and whatever it is they learn on the way. I have The Night Stalker by Chris Carter, and it's crime of some sort. See, that was a last minute, oh, there's still a pile of books, let's pick one up. Then I have 2 by Philippa Gregory, The White Queen and the Red Queen. I got sent The Lady of the Rivers last year, which is the 3rd book in this trilogy. I sort of put it off because I don't really like reading out of order. But now I have all 3, so maybe I'll get around to them at some point. And The Age of Miracles by Karen Thompson Walker. This was on my list of books to look out for in 2012. It is also in the Waterstones 11. It's not out until later in the year, but I might read it a bit earlier. I try not to read books too far in advance, but I'm looking forward to this one. It's about the world starts to slow down on its rotation and the days get longer, so sounds quite interesting. So actually that is not all from Simon and Schuster. I got a little cooking book. Oh yeah, Vintage Tea Time. This one has already been passed around the office. It's quite a good one for like basic sort of baking recipes. There's a few interesting things in there, but it would be quite a good little starter book. It's from the Women's Institute. Don't let that put you off. So that is all from Simon and Schuster. All. I also got a few other review books this week. March Was Made of Yarn. This is a collection of stories and poetry and manga about the earthquake in Japan last year. It's coming up to the anniversary, 11th of March, and proceeds from this book will go towards rebuilding northeastern Japan. And that's from Harville Secker. So thank you for that one. And I've got the Book of Summers by I think it's Amelia Hall, spelled differently, from headline to review. This is about a girl who receives a scrapbook from her mother from when they were together in Hungary, and I think her mother's estranged or died. But it sounds really beautiful and a nice summery read. Then that is all the review books, but I got one Twitter book, Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. You all know that I got biscuits to go with this book. I've eaten the biscuits now, and now I've got the book to read. So thank you, Penguin, for that. And then I also bought some books when I was in London. I went down to Belgravia Books. It's a little bookstore not far from Victoria Coach Station if you're travelling. And it's run by Gallic Books, and they have lots of translated fiction there. So I got There Once Lived a Woman Who Tried to Kill Her Neighbour's Baby. It rolls off the tongue, that does. Scary Fairy Tales by Ludmila Petrushevskaya. I probably got that wrong. And I was listening to the readers on the coach to London, and they were talking about fairy stories and how that sometimes they were quite grim after all. And then I saw this one, and I quite like reading fairy stories and folk tales from other countries, so it'll be interesting to read that. It's Russian. Did I say it's Russian? Russian translated into English, because obviously I don't speak any other languages. Then I got The Most Beautiful Book in the World. This is 8 novellas, but it's only the size of really one novella, so I think they're 8 short stories, and it's... I can't remember now, just bear with me a moment. I can't remember if this is the French one or not. Eric Emmanuel Smith. It's translated by the French. If I actually looked, it would have said there. So, a collection of French short stories. Sorry for my ignorance there. Then I also got Down the Rabbit Hole, which was shortlisted for the Guardian First Book Award. Really tiny little book. And it's a signed copy with a very strange signature. And I'm not really sure what it's about, but it's a book that was on my radar, and I picked it up. It was signed, and it will help in my reading 180 books this year. And finally, not a book, but New Books magazine arrived, and I haven't even looked at that yet because I worry that it will make me buy more books, and I don't want to buy more books. Well, I do, but I've not got space. As you can see, these are like all double stacked and a complete mess, and I can't find anything, so I have to get on with doing some reading rather than talking to you. But thank you for listening if you made it this far, and I look forward to having a look around your blogs later today. Bye!